Before I even start talking about this, I know nobody cares. I'm just a random bozo on the internet ranting about a weapon in a game that has already been out for a long time. Hell, the sequel for this game is about to or is already out depending on when you watch this. I'm just doing this because I feel like it and to feel less disappointed. I mean, seriously, out of all of the weapons in this game, I can't put Guan Yu anywhere but at the very bottom. In a practicality sense, the attacks aren't that great, minus the dash attack. The spin is horrible, the special is not worth it, and the gimmick is technically killing you. It's also not very fun. Athena's attack, quick spin, and wing serpent can fix this weapon from being bad, but doing this for the entire run or game is just not fun, no matter how you look at it. And honestly, there's not a lot of other ways I could think of using this thing. Alright, ranting aside, just to make myself feel slightly better about this weapon, I was thinking of just throwing a few ideas for changes that are never gonna happen. Side note, high confidence is a thing I'm using, so keep that in mind when I'm talking about damage numbers. I know the numbers are going to be a mess when high confidence is turned off, but cut me some slack. I'm neither a game dev nor a smart person. I'm doing this because it was fun, so this was bound to be messy. Onto the main topic, I think that a glass cannon gimmick with this weapon feels right. The attack's already on the right track. Though slower, they have more base damage than the other spears, but I feel like it needs more, seeing that Guan Yu is fighting against Achilles and Hades, who has 150 damage bonuses. Currently, attacks do 50, 75, 125. Dash attacks do 37, and special does 56. With the 150% damage boost, Hades and or Achilles do 69, 82 times 2 on attack, dash attacks are 55, and special does 69. At roughly the same time, the boosted spears do a total of 302 damage, while Guan Yu does 250. 50 damage isn't that much, but that extra 50 can stack up quick. Changing the attacks to do 60, 80, and 150 makes it a bit more even, totaling it at 290 damage a combo. I don't think I'm going to increase the dash attack numbers just because it's already good enough, though if I were to do it, it would probably increase to 50. Being able to keep up with the boosted spears might be a bit too much, but remember, Guan Yu has negative 70% max health reduction, and inconsistent lifesteal, though it is negative 50% at max level, but still. Having higher base damage bridges the gap a bit, though I don't know how it's going to interact with the boons. It shouldn't be a problem, but I didn't program this game, so I can't be 100% sure. I also kinda wanted to change the attacks from stabs to slices, kinda similar to Hades' combo attacks. And when I say Hades, I mean the god of the dead, father of Zagreus, idiot that spins too much in fights, not the weapon aspect. The attack speed won't change, just the fact that instead of stabs, you get 2 sweeps and a spin. So I'm kind of worrying that this would be too similar to Arthur. I am also going to buff the special, but doing a straight up damage buff feels boring, so I thought of something else. I'm pretty sure that everyone knows this, but there are fireworks when you throw Guan Yu special. You can see sparks flying, and there are even little popping sound effects. I wanted to have that a bit more included in the special, so I thought, wouldn't it be cool if the special had a damaging firework trail? Once you throw the spear, a firework trail will come out after a bit of a delay. I don't know how long the delay should be since it's based on feeling, so let's say half a second. The fireworks would probably do around 30 to 40-ish damage, and the fireworks itself can stagger enemies. So in total, the special would do around 80 to 90-ish damage. Maybe this is a bit too much, but with the special being as slow as Arthur's swing, I think it should be fine. This is much harder for me to balance since we would need to test it out in-game, but hey, this is for fun anyways. Now enough of the basic stuff. On to the main gimmick of this weapon, the spin and lifesteal. There are 2 ways I thought of changing the spin, a minor upgrade and a complete change. Let's start with the upgrade since it's much less drastic. I want the spin to have a kind of rev up effect. I think Phalanx Shot has this, but to a lesser degree. And since the rev up will take time, extending the spinner duration should be fair. I was also thinking of making it rev down instead, but I don't think the spear needs another long range option. I would change damage numbers, healing, and spinner size, but that will need a lot of trial and error. One bad change and it becomes either way too busted or back to where we started. The other option that I mentioned as well, one of my dumber ideas, but I'll throw it out there anyways. Guan Yu's spin is already different enough from normal attacks, so I thought why not change it to something else? I was thinking of having the spin be changed into a charge strike, or a charge poke, or stab, or whatever you want to call it. It's essentially a giant line of damage that, cause why not, has a power strike, aka the melee version of the bow's power shot. Damage being 50 on normal and 70 on power strike should be okay. The timing would probably happen longer than the bows just so you can't spam it as much because lifesteal. If this was the charged attack for Guan Yu, I don't think lifesteal would be on the strike by default. More specifically, the lifesteal would probably only be on the power strike. And even more specifically, it's going to come from the Guan Yu specific hammer, because honestly, the lifesteal we have now is not going to be good enough for this version of the charged attack. My idea of each power strike healing around 15% of your health, though it works, feels a bit too much. Going under 15% might make it redundant without speeding up the power strike timing, but if we do that, then it's just going to feel like playing normal Guan Yu, which is boring. Having it as a hammer, though, as annoying as it is, currently is the best option I can think of. The lifesteal isn't a necessary thing for this weapon if you're good enough at the game. With the changes I talked about, Guan Yu itself might not even be that bad anymore. And also with the new charged attack, I didn't exactly know what to put as Guan Yu's specific hammer. This is one of those things that sound good on paper, but really needs to be refined with gameplay tests. And we all know that this isn't happening. Thus I say again, this is one of my dumber ideas. I know that all the ideas I put out there are unoriginal, stupid, dumb, unthought out things. That's why I'm doing this for fun and not taking it too seriously. That's also why game devs and groups like Supergiant Games are a thing. Though they don't know everything in the fun department, they definitely know more than I do. I'm also kinda curious what other people think about the weapons, but I'll wait till the second game to ask that. I mean, this game has been out for years. There's a buttload of stuff I could look up. A bit of an extra that I thought of after this entire shenanigan. I think I know why I'm so disappointed with Guan Yu, and that's because it plays the same as Coronac. Or at the very least, I played the same way as Coronac. All you do is hold left click, let go to fire shot, and dash every now and then. Guan Yu is 4 times the price of Coronac to max out, is a hidden weapon, and somehow feels and might be worse than the base bow.